I will fight for you.
Hi, it's me,
I
it's
always do
Lauren.
until my heart is black and blue. I was
I am Kimberly McClelland. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. Um, I have spent a lot of my continuing education in play therapy and treating kids with special needs, especially with the autistic population. Anxiety. They have anxiety. And a lot of times their behavior is due to that anxiety. If I'm having a sensory processing issue and I don't know what you're asking me to do, I don't understand it, it's going to cause anxiety. And for some kids, showing fear is not acceptable. So I end up looking angry when really it's that I don't understand, I'm frustrated, and I'm scared. Love working with them because there are techniques that you can still find out what's going on with them. And in fact, I had one parent with one child that I've been working with for years now, and the grandmother's like, "We love having you see him because you can tell us what's going on with him because he communicates that through the different techniques that I've used over the past." From my training, we are seeing that ABA is not addressing the root cause of what is going on with the kids. Instead, it is teaching them that a way to conform without taking who they are into consideration and what's going on. And if you look at the literature, um, now adults who have gone through ABA are advocating for it to be taken out as a modality that is being used because of the trauma that it caused them and that they're still having to deal with. We just had a new DSM come out. It's the DSM 5TR. But as soon as one comes out, we start working on a new DSM. And one of the big pushes is to get oppositional defiant out of the language because we are learning so much more about what happens that we are realizing that kids are not doing bad behavior intentionally. It's a response from either trauma or their anxiety. I mean, there's other reasons, and instead of and if we treat them like bad kids and they're always in trouble, we're just reinforcing that they shouldn't be here. What I would like other professionals to look at is why. Why are we doing what we're doing? And have an example of a child that I worked with that father had been deployed for a year, and he was okay at first, and then all of a sudden he wasn't okay. And so we were seeing big emotions and big outbursts, not only with mom but also at school, and also in the therapy room, and being able and through therapy we're able to get down to the core of what was causing that behavior. And he was under the impression and the belief that his dad had gone on vacation, that he wasn't at work, because when he was seeing and talking to his dad did not have his uniform on. And so I was able to get a ball and explain to him, "You're here, dad's on the other side. That's why it looks so different. He's off work." But to be able to, but he was angry. He was so angry because he truly believed his dad had abandoned him. And when I was able to talk to his teacher and explain this is what's going on with him, thus the classroom situation changed. Also, when I was able to explain to Mom, this is what's going on with your son, she was able to communicate that to Dad, and they were able to have a really good conversation about I can't come home yet. I will get in big trouble. And being able to put that in the child's language, when you're at school, you can't just leave. What happens? It's the same thing for Dad in the service. He can't just leave. But understanding the why. Understanding the why. I think that learning more about what is going on in the brain for all of us when we're upset. There's a theory called the polyvagal theory. Dan Siegel also talks a lot about the brain and how we have the upper part of our brain, the frontal lobe, that's very logical and is communicating down to when we flip our lid, as he says, that we go to more primitive. And it's the same thing that the polyvagal theory also is communicating and pointing out, that when we go to the fight, flight, or freeze, we are using a very primitive part of our brain. And until you're able to get a person back to the ventral vagal system, you're not going to be able to reach them. So I think learning about that would be very important.
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no, not yet. Even when
Bye.
I'm down to my last
Bye bye.